So we've just rolled the big patrol into the workshop here. It's time to start getting this thing ready to go away. We've got a whole heap of mods to chuck on this thing, heap of new gear, new upright fridge to go in the canopy. We've got new HTX2 spotties from Live Force to go in. There's a couple of things to do in the cab. We've got to change our suspension out in the front, our shock absorbers I should say. At the front right, just the other day, completely imploded on itself. So we've grabbed some shocks from the guys at OUT&BACK Armour. We're going to get those fitted up in the front as well. So first things first, I'm going to smash into that because it's the most important thing that we probably have to do right now. Now, if you've been following us for a while, you remember that we didn't always have this big shed to be able to do all our work and modifications and stuff in. So back in the day, we used to just do it in the driveway out the front of the old house. So the luxury of having somewhere to come and do all this work and own things like this big jack here and stuff like that is something I never used to have. So having that ability now to be able to store things like this, to jack the car up so easily has made a world of difference to doing these kind of modifications. Once upon a time, I probably would have taken it somewhere to get the shock absorbers put in because this would have been far too big of a job to do in the driveway with just a small jack. So now the front shocks have been replaced with the new OUT&BACK Armour ones. That's a bit of the dirty work over. What I'm going to do next is replace these Light Force HTX with the HTX2. Now it's been out for a little while. We're a little bit late to the party, but I'm super keen to upgrade these to the new generation. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the original HTX we have on here. In fact, if you want a set of lights, you're doing a bit of a budget build, send us a message, drop a comment, whatever. We'll pick someone, we'll send you out these lights. There's nothing wrong with them. They look brand new and they still put out as much light as they did the day we got them. Super keen to get these ones on. Now, if you're not familiar with the Light Force HTX lights, they are what is referred to as a hybrid light. And the reason it's called a hybrid light is because you'll see here that not only do we have our HID light in the center there, we've also got LEDs going around the outside. So it is dual switching, so you can have either the HID or the LED on by themselves, or you can have them both on at once. So a super effective light that basically covers you for everything you might need to do. So this light packs a powerful 1,656 meters at 1 lux. That is a massive amount of light. There's probably not too many other lights on the market that have this sort of power, so they have very effective light. There's something for everyone there. It doesn't matter if you're in tight trails, you've got your LEDs, long outback highways, you've got your HIDs, both at the same time. You can X-ray kangaroos, it's awesome. These really are the do-it-all light. Now with every trip, most people have a list of things that they need to do before they head away, and then you have a list of things that you would like to do before you head away. So we're doing a little bit of both at the moment, but one thing that we have to do before we head away is fit this new fan here. So we run a cross-country intercooler on the TD42 there. The difference that the intercooler has done, that big intercooler for the EGTs in the Patrol since it was converted to a 4.2 back in the day, has been amazing. So we fitted that intercooler in 2016 before we went to Cape York for the first time when the Patrol was still a wagon. So now unfortunately during our Simpson Desert trip last year, the fan started to make a little bit of noise, started to rattle around, so we disconnected it. It's taken us a little while to get around to replacing it. So what we're gonna do now is pull that intercooler off, we'll get it up on the bench here, pull that old fan off, put this new one on, and then hook it all back up. It shouldn't take too long at all. So after many years of using a drop slide and a chest style fridge freezer in the canopy, we're finally upgrading to an upright. So this here, the Bushman 130 litre upright fridge. So pretty excited to get this in the canopy. It's going to be heaps easier, just be able to open the door when we pull up a camp, not have to pull slides out, particularly on the side of the road and stuff like that. Now the other added benefit is, this is by far a lot lighter than the other setup. So I think when I did the maths a little while ago, it's about 55 kilos lighter to go to just the upright than it is to have the chest dual zone fridge freezer with the big drop slide in there. So have a lot of weight saving, especially because a while ago we upgraded to dual lithium batteries as opposed to having 2 AGM. So I think overall it's about 105 kilos lighter that we are now in that canopy. So it all makes a huge difference, particularly because the Patrol is so heavy. So to install the upright, we're going to be using this Bushman, specifically designed for the Bushman fridge surround. So this is designed for the 130 litre purpose built, which is going to make the install a little bit easier for us. Now we do have the 50mm packer here. We don't actually need it in this canopy because the floor isn't recessed. It actually sits fully level across the whole base of the canopy. However, I'm going to use this for now because I think it's going to make the install a little bit easier as opposed to trying to make sure this is square and line the holes up and everything like that. So we'll get this in first, super easy. I've already templated it out where we've got a drill. Then we're going to put some nut certs into the canopy floor. We picked this up as a bargain from MW at Cooper's Plains on the south side of Brisbane. So it's a factory second, it's got a little bit of damage, a little bit rough around the edges. But for 150 bucks, considering they're normally about $500, it's pretty good value. So by the time we get this installed, we'll go away and then we'll come back, we'll probably pull it all back out and get it powder coated so it matches the rest of the canopy nice and black. Okay, so now that we have our packer in the bottom, as I mentioned, it was probably going to be the easiest way to install this for the time being. So that's all nice and secured. We nut certed into the floor. I'm not a huge fan of nut certs because my experience with them is they tend to fail. However, there's really no other way to do it with this canopy. So from here now what we're going to do is install the actual protector surround itself. The hard part with this is going to be, we've obviously already got this drawer in the way. So there's a high chance this panel or that back panel is going to have to come out because down the side here is going to be nice and easy to get those bolts in. However, on this right hand side, I have pretty fat forearms, so it's probably going to be a bit of a struggle. We'll probably get to the front one, however, the middle one and the very back one on that side is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Righto, so it's finally in, the upright fridge, 130 litre Bushman. It's in, a little bit of tinkering around, but actually not too bad. Definitely made it a lot easier with the fridge surround kit and everything that we got there off of Marketplace. And then lastly, we've got this upright fridge organiser that's going to get stuck to the front of the fridge just so we got somewhere to put all those bits and pieces, hand sanitizer, whatever it may be, sauce, pepper, whatever. So I've just thrown 2 brand new core lithium batteries in, so they're 100 amp hours each, which is equivalent to 160 amp hours if you were to go to an equivalent sort of AGM battery. One thing that I really love, it's good quality storage. So what we've added here is the wolf packs from Front Runner. So just put them together before and I reckon they're really good to go. I actually quite like the look of them too.